I am live. Indeed, I am live. Let's see what's happening here today. Oops. Well, I think I have gone into a commercial for most everybody. But for those of you who are subscribers, you get to hear me still. Yeah. Well, it is Friday, and that means Storyteller Hour. Tamriel Storyteller Hour. Can you see who I'm dressed as? What do you need, Gracie? What do you need? My yellow puppy's coming here and looking at me like, oh, I need you to play with me. She brought me her little baby squirrel that she like coddles as if it's precious. She carried it to me, dropped it at my feet and looked at me like, come on, play with me. Alright, so I am dressed like a wood elf, and I gotta tell you something. I went into my costumes, right? Do you know, out of all these costumes that so far I have acquired, purchased, or won, received, these are the ones not collected, there are only two wood elf costumes. Come on, you guys. We need you to design us a few more wood elf costumes. One is the wood elf vanguard. All right. The wood elf vanguard. Here it is. So that's for a scout. And then the other one is, I gotta find it here, the one that I had on, which I'm gonna put back on, because this one, I don't know, I don't like it that well, is if he's, let me find it here. I probably won't find it now because I'm rushing. And Evelise Adventuring Leathers. She's one of our characters. And this costume is sort of wanting too. And then of course the only wood elf hairstyle are the pigtails, because that's Evelie, right? So I am like fully dressed as Evelie right now. And yeah, gosh, not much in the way of wood elf costumes. Even when you go to the outfit crafting table. Well, anyways, I'm just not going to even go there, but this is what I'm in today. Evelie's costume. And, are you ready to begin? Do you think you're ready to begin? It's a quiet day. Now, July is changing up things, and I'm just going to take a moment, since it's Tamriel Storyteller Hour, to acknowledge a few changes to the schedule. One is that Dungeon Mania Mondays has come to an end. The last one was held on Monday of this week, and that was a really beautiful and long run with wonderful friends, and it just needed to become something else. So we'll see what it's going to become. I don't know. So yeah, and then on Tuesdays, the Daggerfall Covenant Fanula Teardrop and the Daggerfall Covenant. She's in Alakir, right? She's only got Alakir and what? Not Bleak Rock. Alakir and I can't think off the top of my head. And I can't find my notes on her really quick, but she's got Alakir to finish up, and what is it? Alakir and Bankarai, that's right, Bankarai. So I do want to finish those, but I put her on the shelf for now. And because of the Gold Road that's come out, Wednesdays, the Ebonheart Pact Roleplay Theater at this time is on the shelf. And we have the, Stretch and I have the Gold Road Wood Elf Roleplay taking place, and it's funny. And then I have this on Fridays. Now, a new edition that I might be doing periodically is on Sundays. There's a new PvP group forming in Cyrodiil, I think. I'm not sure if it's Cyrodiil or Imperial Sewers, but either way, from time to time I might stream it, but not in a formal group way. Just me streaming it, so there won't be a lot of talk. You'll just get to see action, I guess. The only way there'd be a lot of talk is if anybody came into the group chat in Twitch and talked with me. Yeah. A couple of other things that I'm hoping to start up is one is all about housing in ESO, and featuring some of the magnificent builders and designers, such as Stretch. I'll be doing 1 or 2 episodes on me, and then to have other spotlights, and then of course the housing tour Thursday nights that Stretch leads. I won't, once a month like I've been doing. The other thing I really want to do is just spontaneously stream. Yeah, just spontaneously stream. So there you have it. But today we are doing our storytelling. So I'm going to light the candles. I'm going to open it up and bring out the apocryphal tome and get that all going. Oh, there we have it. Now we're ready. Now we're ready. And we're kind of continuing with our wood elf theme, okay? We're going to continue with our wood elf theme. I'm going to come down here into the workshop area. And I'm just going to have a seat. I'm going to sit in the throne. Oh, yeah. Okay. And because it's such a great backdrop. So, we're doing Bosmer, right? We've been doing wood elf. And I do want to continue there with the wood elf. And I think what I want to start off with is maybe I'm going to do food today too. So I'm only going to do some serious stuff, and then I'm going to do some the Bosmer cuisine, some of the foods they love to eat, because I think that's kind of fun. And I want to look at our books that we have, our journal books that we have. So I'm going to go into our lore library. And we have some new categories, by the way. If you just go down to, you use your triggers, right? So when you first open up your lore library, it says crafting motifs. You just hit your right trigger to go down to the next category, which is where really the lore books begin that I deal with. And we have some new ones. We have the Scholarium, and we also have Westmead. So I'm going to go into the Scholarium. Okay. I'm going in here because, well, maybe I'm not going in here today. Sorry. I'm going down here. Oh my God. Okay. Distraction. The companions, the 5 companion books. Check this out. Oh my gosh. Check this out. In the Crown Store. In the Crown Store, and I'm not going to be able to get it right now because And so I'm going to miss out on this, and I feel horrible because it really, like my music box it's what I love in here. Let me find it. Where are you? I'm looking for, I guess, featured, I guess. Is that what I'm looking for? No. Crate, crown crates. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so it's, you got to have these crown gemstones, which are so expensive to get, and then whatever. Okay, but look at this. 5 companions. Oh my god, I want this so bad. I want this. Look at it. It's an interactive book of pictures. I want this. 100. Hello, greedy merchants of ZeniMax and Bethesda, whoever's setting these prices. You guys are killing us with the cost of all of this. You're just killing us. 8. I only have 8 crown gems and 100. So do you realize to get like 100 crown gems, you have to buy like one of these 8,000 bundles, and then 8,000 gold coins. So you realize that's like 50, 60 American dollars to maybe get 100 crown gems. It's so expensive. I'm so sad about that. And yes, I am complaining. I rarely complain about ESO, but I am complaining about the rising, unrealistic, outrageous prices. This is Storyteller Hour, and Storyteller Hour gets to say, once upon a time, things did not cost as much as they do now. And I am one of the players where I have devoted money set aside just for this game, but unfortunately it's becoming so costly that I'm going to have to stop doing some of the things I love doing, like housing decoration, going to the achievement furniture vendors, and the one that comes only once a week in Cold Harbor. I'm not going to be able to afford these anymore. So I'm really sad about that. So that's why I'm having to find some other hobbies in ESO, because what I've dropped into is just too expensive. Okay, with that said, that's my saga. Give us a break. Can you give us a break? All right. So that wonderful illustrated, animated, interactive book I won't be able to get, I don't think. I just really honestly, to get from 8 to 100 before it goes away is probably going to be an impossibility for me at this time. Okay. Let's go down here. Here we go. Westfield Writings. House of Rayan of Silvenar. By Baragon of Valenwood, the Imperial Scribe. Eredon Cameron may be king of Valenwood, but most wood elves see him as a distant figure. Instead, they look to the tree thane of their home city or community for leadership. It may surprise some readers to learn that tree thanes often come from families nearly as highborn as the Camerons of Eldenroot. House Rayan of Silvenar is an excellent example. An old and honorable clan, the Rayans came to power in Silvenar at the end of the First Era, when Emperor Riemann chose to administer the conquered Valenwood through its independent kingdoms rather than as a single province. Rayan Trethane swore allegiance to the Emperor of Cyrodiil, grudgingly in some cases, and in turn were free to rule Silvenar as their own realm. The arrangement continued under the Akaviri potentates during their reign. 5 of 7 Trethanes in Silvenar came from House Rayan. When the last potentate died in the Second Era, 430, the rulers of Silvenar were obvious contenders for the throne of a reunited Wood Elf kingdom in Valenwood. Alas, it was not to be. House Rayan looked inward, seeking to forge a coalition of clans who held to traditional Wood Elf values. The Camerons of Eldenroot looked outward instead. Growing rich from trade and forging alliances with realms beyond Valenwood, the kings of Eldenroot reclaimed their pre-Roman place as the leading power among the Wood Elves, and by the time of the Black Sap Rebellion in the Second Era, 489, Silvenar's Trethane, Uberian Rayan, had no choice but to support King Eredon rather than his less tolerant cousin, Gilthaor. Not all Trethanes in Silvenar are Rayans, of course. The choosing of a Trethane is one part public acclaim, one part designation by the preceding Trethane, and several parts deal-making between a city's influential clans. Trethane Thalrinel, the current leader in Silvenar, isn't a Rayan, but a Rayan named Natharian rules as king over the new settlement of Vashabar, north of the Stride. And it's certainly true that when the time comes for a new Trethane to be chosen in Silvenar, one Rayan or another will be in contention. Oh, and one final note for my Imperial readers. No, the Silvenar isn't the ruler of Silvenar, the role of Wood Elf who holds the title. Silvenar is a whole other topic for discussion. That's a good one, don't you think? So, I like that. I really do like that. The Silvenar, the Silvenar is sort of like the king of the Wood Elves, He's the spiritual essence or soul of the Wood Elves. And he's always married to the Green Lady. The Green Lady is the representation of the physical body of the Wood Elf. She's the earth herself, of course. She's the trees. And the two, in their partnership, create the unity and holism of the mind and the body, or the spirit and the soul of Bosmer culture. Okay, let's just take a look again. We want to look at oh gosh, I should do it right now. I'm just going to do it right now because it's a prelude to what we're talking about. But Jagga or Jagga, however you want to say it, is fermented pig milk. It's a drink that's much favored by the Wood Elves. And here's the drinking song. One thing a Wood Elf would never pass up, a fresh pint of Jagga poured straight in their cup, sweeter than blood broth and smoother than honey. A full mug of Jagga makes everything sunny. And what makes this drink so wanted by all? The stench of pig's milk right from the stall. Boil it and keep the cats away from the pan. Wait till the curds form and share with the clan. Wood elves and Jagga goes well from the start. The creamy sweet brew is good for the heart. You know what whiskey does not compare to the right taste of Jagga, or so we declare. Forget about wine and beer from hops. The green pack gives plenty of drops of ale from mold and Erythnian brandy. Compared to them all, Jagga's just dandy. One thing a wood elf would never pass up: a fresh pint of Jagga poured straight in their cup, sweeter than blood broth and smoother than honey. A full mug of Jagga makes everything sunny. That's too cute, huh? All right, let's look. The awful truth about the Green Pact. Now, you know, Ifri is the god or the Daedra or the Aedra that created the Green Pact, right? And Ifri is in some places recognized as a feminine or a female essence, and then you will catch references to the full bearded Ifri. So it's kind of, you know, one of those beings that kind of swings from one gender to the next, I guess, depending on their moods. So don't forget, you always have to ask Ifri, how shall I refer to you today? As a he, him, or as a she, her? Oh my goodness, not even in a game. Can't we get away from all this political stuff? The awful truth about the Green Pact. Let's read this, shall we? By Enzo Morard. Few things have shaken me to my core as much as recent revelations about the so-called Green Pact the Wood Elves follow. This horrendous practice is not the peaceful, tree-loving way of life they have convinced us it is. It is cannibalism. I know, dear reader, it's shocking, but it's true. Everyone knows the wood elves don't farm or eat vegetables. So what do they eat instead? Meat. A lot of it. And where exactly do you think that meat comes from? Some wood elf apologists say they're hunters, that they keep livestock, but I know the truth. They gorge themselves on the flesh of their fallen foes. Sometimes they even eat each other. After all, why else would the wood elves need to become such proficient hunters? Deer and wild boars are not very hard to catch. It's men and myrrh that are the most challenging quarry. This is also why their Green Pact has such harsh punishments for the tiniest mistakes. Stepping on a flower in the presence of a wood elf will see you swiftly tried and dressed for dinner. And when foes on the battlefield run short, they will acquire provisions by any means necessary. This monstrous behavior dates back to the earliest myths about the wood elves. That's right, their terrible god, Ifri, blessed the act of cannibalism among the elves. The perversion of their beliefs runs deeper than the roots they claim to worship. Oh, I shudder to think what a family meal in a wood elf settlement looks like. I beg you, reader, for your own safety, do not approach any forest known to harbor wood elf settlements. Stick to familiar dirt paths and cobblestone streets where their minds do not reach. They are always looking for an easy meal, and lone travelers are particularly tasty. my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are such bad little people. All right, let's look. What else have we got in here? Let's go down to this. Oh, let's see if there's an Ifri in here. No, of course not. Okay, we've been through Grotwood lore. We've done Green Shade lore, right? I think, yes. Okay. I don't think we have anything in there. Malabal Tor. We do have a couple, like the Woodsmere, the Humor of Wood Elves we've already done. We've done the Green Lady, My Lady. Reaper's March. Nope. I just want to go to bed and read a book. Let's see. Look at, we also have the new hireling correspondence. Messages from the enchanter hireling, the forager hireling, the miner hireling, the lumberjack hireling, and the outfitter hireling. Look at that. Isn't that so nice? 300. I've gotten 300 from each. All right. That's pretty cool. Let's go back up. Where did it go? Where did the West World go? Well, not there. There it is. Oh, we were in there. All right. I think it's time to go visit. An abode. To go and see the food. The wonderful, wonderful food that Bosmer eat. How's that? How's that sound? Does that sound like a good plan, my friends? A good plan? Oh, God. All right. So, let me get my little travel process ready. I'll give you a blessing, of course, because you need a blessing to be able to travel with me. Let's see, do I have any? Oh, yes, here we go. I'll bestow a blessing on you. I don't have my petals with me today, but you are blessed to travel with me. And let's see, we're going to look for the true sight viewing so we can get there easily enough. Oh, yes. Woo, I found it. And now, are you ready? Let me open up the way. Let's see. We'll use my handy dandy opening. All right, here we go. You ready? We are going to travel and go visit Boulder Tree Refuge, where a Bosmer wedding has taken place, and we're going to go into the feasting hall and see some of the delectables that are edible and set out for all the guests. And the food's still out there. They haven't finished cleaning up yet. So come on into the feasting hall. Oh, look, and let's have a look. Oh my goodness, yummy. There's so much meat. Oh, and there's beets and fish and leek. My goodness. Oh, and there is some corn and tomatoes. And look at over here, there's bread, and there is a pumpkin, and looks like those are oranges. Oh, look at all this meat, sausages and yummy yums, melon and bananas. Oh, some kind of rib and some kind of shish kebab, and ooh, yummy cheeses. Let's see what's over here. Mushroom soup and cheese fondue with bread. Oh, it looks like liver or maybe steak and mushrooms and carrots and maybe even peas. I don't know. Ooh, and pie. What kind of pie must that be? Well, let's sit down and let's think about the food we can eat here. Are you ready? Let me tell you a little bit, because the Bosmer, as we know, are bound by terms of the Green Pact to not harm the Valenwood. And so the Bosmer do not eat anything made from plant life. But fruits are allowed when they have fallen from the tree. And seeds must be planted immediately into the earth. But leeks are allowed because they wash and unroot from the riverbed. And beets sometimes get dug up by pigs and left lying to rot. And corn does fall off the vine. Same thing with tomatoes, same thing with mushrooms, and same thing with garlics, and same thing with just about anything. If you got a nice pig that goes around and digs up things, then you got a plethora of food to eat, you know. But, the thing is, if you were to pluck something from the vine and eat it, or eat the green, then you become, you acquire the wrath of the forest. So the recipes used don't include those items, mostly meat products, dairy products, cheese. They love cheese, and as you've already know, Jagga. Okay, so honey, adored. Mushrooms, gobbled up. Insects are eaten with zest by all but the most ultra-zealous of the Pact Bosmer. Now, yes, ritualistic cannibalism is a part of Bosmer culture and a requirement for the upholding of the Green Pact. They eat their dead and even their enemies as part of upholding the meat mandate. But the practice of cannibalism has truly fallen out of favor in Valenwood, especially during the Second Era, and only the most zealot of the Green Pact, those who are the cult of the Green Pact, practice it. Now, for the most part, it has to be noted that we know Thalara, Wild One. We've met her, and she upholds the Green Pact, but she has a little bit of a rebellious nature, and so well, she's kind of becoming vegan, but okay, not really, kind of, but not really, because she still loves that cheese, and she still loves the Jagga, and she still loves bantam guar eggs, which she sometimes poaches, and Bosmer bites. Oh, that's one of her favorite. And these are thinly sliced cured meat pieces that contain slices of fallen fruit and, of course, cheese. And this basic recipe works very well with a variety of tree fruits that are fallen and an assortment of meats. The Bosmer basically use whatever has been freshly cured and whatever fallen fruit they might have on hand. Now, they do eat frogs, skewered frogs, called frog kebabs. Now, I don't think we have any frog kebabs in here. Let's take a look at these kebabs over here. There were some kebabs. Do we have frogs on here? Well, I don't think that, well, you just never know with the Bosmer if there's frog on there, if they cut it up. Usually the frogs are whole. Oh, yes. Well, let's talk about the tarts, because they do love that Jagga. See these big vats right here? This is what they make the Jagga in, these big containers with the lids. And then they open it up and they ladle it out. And let's see, is anybody drinking Jagga here? I don't see any Jagga. Maybe not in here. Maybe outside guests are. these are all empty, but then this is, yeah, aftermath of a feast. But they will also make Jagga tarts, yeah, and that's made with squirrel preserves. Don't wrinkle your nose at the sound of that. Might be very good. Jugged venison is a Bosmer meat, typical for the region of Greenshade. So if you live in Greenshade, you've probably eaten that, and you probably didn't even realize you were eating Bosmer venison. Let's see here. Is this Bosmer venison? No, that looks like... Oh yes, there's some right there. That's Bosmer venison. Right there. Yep, that's it from Greenshade. Yep. Okay, let's look. So if you want to know how to prepare that, you're going to need a venison haunch. It needs to be bloody. Okay, and you need some stock. You need some onion. That's imported. That's not dug up there, right? But imported from outside of Valenwood. And just finely chop that. And then hang the haunch for 5 days until it's tender to the touch. It's almost raw. And then heat the haunch in oven over a medium flame. And the oil will give the meat a nice crisp outside, and when the meat starts to pop, remove it from the heat. And fill the hot meat in a vase or a jug with the stock and the onion, and let it stand for another fortnight. Fortnight means 2 weeks, by the way, if you don't know terminology such as that. And and then you're going to serve. You're going to open the jug and you're going to pour the tender haunch onto the table. It is so tender, no knife is required. So, you're going to see weird shaped items and lots of different containers that the wood elf use and store their food in, like this one. They show. Once it's all cooked, they put it in there, and that's how they store their Jagga venison. Colopi are boreal rodents, and they are cooked in delicious little balls of flesh, thick with spices and juice, and it's considered a peasant dish. But the Colopi mainly live in grot oak trees and are harvested by Imga. Do you know what Imga is? Well, Imgas are great apes. They're ape men, and they're native beast folk of Valenwood. I bet you've never seen one, though. They're very intelligent. They live in the upper tree boughs, and they were in Valenwood long before the Eldmer ever arrived there. They cohabitate in the forest with the Bosmer tribes and also inhabit many of the abandoned human trading posts which had been established during the Second Empire. And the ape men are also reportedly found in the mountainous areas in the west and the north of Tamriel. Seldom, if ever, encountered in the east. The Dunmer keep the ape men as slaves, which, those Dunmer. And they keep them in numbers as great as they kept the Argonians, which is horrible. But the most notable Imga was known as Maruk. That was in the first era. But we're not going to keep going there. I don't want to keep talking about them. But that's who harvest them. And so you see they get harvested by the Imga and left in little piles in cauldrons. Let me show you a cauldron similar to what the Imga leave the balls in. Oh, here we go. But it's filled with collected seaweed that washes up on shore. It's no longer attached to the ocean floor, and it washes up, and they, Bosmer, collect this and bring it inside as an air freshener because it emits such a delightful brine smell that it just really balances all of the smells of the different meats. Here, let's go out here for a second. There's an outdoor eating area right over here, and I believe, what do they have? Oh, here's some of the balls. Here we go. See the balls right there? Yes. Oh, and look at they're drinking. They're drinking Jagga. Here we go. Perfect examples. Anyways, those are colo pea right there. Those little balls, and the bugs, the grubs in there. But the live bugs are caught and eaten with tweezers when they eat those. Scorpions, they love scorpions. And you know, they do love timber mammoth, especially grilled and seasoned on kebabs. And yes, and look, if we come over here, oh, here's a fermentation bag underway. Now when you see a bag of this size, it's probably got a faux fermenting inside, faux meat, or it could have ancestor meat fermenting, fallen dead meat fermenting. Yes, right there's, this is typical, these are typical dishes. Oh, all of this is making me so hungry. Now, rumor has it that they've just caught a foe that's not quite dead, and they've got him in a cage. They're waiting patiently for the foe to give up the ghost, so to speak. Oh yes, here he is. There he is. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes, they've got him over here. You see, this one is fermenting too. Oh, back there, that might be a barrel of Jagga curing. What's he eating? Oh, disgusting grubs. Maybe innards of animals. Maybe even other Bosmer. Oh, and look at, they love cheese so much that they've taken on the giant's way of making cheese from mammoth milk. So interesting how they eat. They've got a deer hanging there too. Well, okay. And this apparently is the ritual cauldron in which, oh, and look at there right now, you see it. Oh dear, there's someone roasting. Oh boy. All that's left is the skull. Let's back up a little. We don't want to accidentally fall in that cauldron now, do we? Well, everybody has their culture, right? Yes, everybody has their culture. Well, let me take a quick peek now and see if there's any other thing I want to share with you. Well, we've already talked about the Jagga. It's kind of an alcoholic drink, you know that. It's basically fermented pig's milk, and yeah, and they also make beetle tea, which is tea steeped from beetles. And they do make a sun's dusk ale. It's made with meat and crosswings and some green mold, some mimics. It smells like juicy steak marinated with plum wine and coriander. If you want to know it, I've actually had some of this drink. It's very delicious. Root liquor. Now, this is a delicacy. I don't know, did they have any root liquor here? I'll bet they did inside. That's why all the empty cups inside, because root liquor is such a rare Valenwood delicacy. And it's created by taking some elden root clippings, which is considered blasphemous against the Green Pact, of course. But yeah, and blood froth is another Bosmer drink. If you got to take the froth from blood. Anyways, of course, they love the honey mead. They love their honey because they don't have, it's a giveaway, a natural giveaway. And I think we saw some honey out here, did we not? Yes, right there. Honey. Well, they make a honey mead. I bet this is another. That might be honey mead fermenting right there. But they usually pour it. I don't see it. Let's go back up in here. Oh, what's up here? Let's take a look real quick. There might be some food here. Oh my goodness. Jagga right there. Yeah. Oh, look at, there's some grasshoppers. That's how they, and see the balls. Everything is perfect right there. That's definitely, this must be for the bride and groom. Oh, look at, this is a feast if ever I laid my eyes on. Oh, and I bet these sweet rolls are just dripping with honey. Dripping, dripping, dripping with honey. Well, the last thing I want to share with you is the you-know-what whiskey. It's popular among the wood elves. It is often distilled in the comfort of their own homes. You'll never know what it was made from. And of course, the most favorite dessert is the Jagga mud ball, but I don't see any Jagga mud ball, but sweet rolls made from honey is usually used for the hand fasting ceremonies. We already said that fruit is forbidden unless it's harvested off the ground, but seasoned melons and radishes are just really loved, and beets too, because they're just left on the ground after the plant dies away. Now I got to tell you about the soup that we saw back there in the one cauldron. It's probably Jockspur's slumgullion, and that means whatever we call it soup. So it's just sort of it's like a kitchen sink kind of thing. Just kitchen sink. Yep, kitchen sink. So there you have it. That's a lot of food to think about. But when you come to a Bosmerian settlement, you better be prepared to have some incredible food. Boy, this is such a traditional dish right there. Yep. Oh, and see, they just grow their mushrooms everywhere. Well, I think I'll go ahead and end today's session. Right in here. There's Hersine, the shrine for Hersine, and Diabella. Some people just say Di, but it's pronounced Diabella. And yeah, beauty of nature, of flowers and fauna, flora. Even the weeds are looked upon as being beautiful. And indeed, the totem of a wood elf. Thanks for tuning in. This is Flower Child 567. I won't be here next week. So, see you in a couple of weeks. Bye for now.